Hey friends, TUXX here. You guys know I love video games and I love to play classic games. And one of the best ways to play classic games, in my humble opinion, is to play it on some of these like little hack systems where you can play a variety of games from a variety of consoles, for one low price. So if you're looking at kind of breaking into it, of course there's no replacing the experience of buying a brand new system, a brand new PS5, and $70 games and all that kind of thing. If you're looking at playing some classic retro games, this might be a way you want to go. This is available online, and I will have a link for this right below. So be sure and click that link for yours at the very best price. Okay, the box itself, you can see, is very giftable. It came with the usual dings from like little Chinese items sometimes do, and it was like in a plastic bag. I wish they would pack these in cardboard to keep the box nicer for collectors like myself. Not the end of the world, but you can see there's a pretty noticeable ding there. Hopefully the things inside are fine. I do like the box, though. It has kind of a Super NES look with the little lines in it and the red and the black, and even the font is kind of Super NES, so very cool. And of course the look of it is very Super NES. About the only thing I think that could make this bit better would be if it was big enough to actually support plugging a Super Nintendo cartridge into it, like some of the Genesis ones and some of the other retro game systems allow you to play the games on the device, and they also allow you to plug in a cartridge, which is really cool for those non-included devices. It looks like it does come with two Super NES styled controllers, which are wireless, which is a nice plus compared to the Super NES. Looks like on the back here there is a quick use guide, including what's in it, functions of the console, how to connect to the TV, connecting power, installing batteries, okay, and joystick functions. So a lot of that. This does have one of the large Chinese stickers covering some of the different things on the back and bottom, but not the end of the world. Let's go ahead and open this up. It kind of goes with the territory, Let's see what we have inside of here. And inside the box we have little instructions. It looks like in Dutch or German. Let's see. Looks like we have things. Oh, there's a game list here. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay, so there's one little sheet here with instructions, and it looks like there's a standardized game list breaking down things by classic, fighter. I'm not going to read every title here, but if you want to pause and zoom, you're welcome to. It has shooters, all sorts of good stuff. On the back, even more things like puzzle games, a whole bunch of puzzle games. In fact, the back of this is almost all puzzle games. I wonder if there's some repeats on here. We'll actually take a look at some of these games later in the video, okay? So I'm not going to read that for now. Also included in here is a standard RCA. Okay, so it's like a 3.5 video, a micro 3.5. Okay, to a RCA patch cords, okay, red and yellow. So it's like a mono, output as far as sound goes, but thin cord. But you guys know I love new cords with new devices, so I'll take it. This is not an expensive system, so I'm not really expecting the world out of it. We'll take a look at one of the controllers, but just please note there is two controllers in the box, 1, 2, okay. But we'll take a look at one of these. It looks like this feels a little fatter and a little bit cheaper than a Super NES controller, but it does have the appearance kind of a Super Nintendo controller. It has the little circles and the X, Y, A, B buttons, the diagonal. These are rubbery. These are kind of slick, glossy chiclet style buttons. There is a sync button here, and then the joystick is surprisingly smaller. As accurate as this size looks here, and these middle buttons look pretty accurate. Actually, this does not look accurate. You can Google an image of a real Super Nintendo controller and see how that differs a little bit. We do have the two buttons on top, which feel clicky and nice, and on the back here there is a spot for batteries. So let's go ahead and try and open this up. It looks like it is very tight, and there's a spot for the not included two AAA batteries. Okay, so 1, 2, you know how to stick batteries in, and you just seal this back up. I'll probably take care of that off camera later. But anyway, so it feels pretty good. I think the thickness of the controller is one thing that throws me off. Like the bottom here is angled a little bit, so the top part here is a few millimeters wider than the bottom. So they were really trying to go for the look of the Super Nintendo. I don't know if they did it differently for legal purposes or just because it was like cheap or something. But anyway, it does come with a lot of games, as you can see here, so that's pretty cool. And the controller isn't bad, and it is wireless, so not bad, not bad. Now taking a look at the actual device itself, we'll pull this out next. And that's pretty much everything in the box, as you can see there, okay? Looking at the control, well, looking at the console, this does not open, so it's not like a simulated thing you can stick your finger in. Even it's sealed. It just has the look of the Super Nintendo, and it does have the look of the Super Nintendo with the two buttons, this one being a clicky power on off, and this being a springy reset. So they did go to that extreme. The front here does have two USB plugs, so I guess you could plug USB controllers into it, and the bottom features a nice curved kind of look, very similar to the actual Super Nintendo. So very cool. Does have one power indicator there, which is a square, which is interesting. And on the back here, it does have the micro SD and then the power, or the AV out rather, which is, gotta get the right one, the 3.5, or it's actually smaller than 3.5, that goes right in there for AV out, and then those two there plug into your TV. So it does make it a little bit harder. I wish I had HDMI, because then my other retro mini systems like this I could just plug the HDMI from that system into this system. It's actually getting increasing harder and harder to find TVs that work off of these particular kind of plugs. In fact, I'm not even sure how I can do that. I don't know if I have a TV handy that actually works off of that has these, you know, yellow like RCA patch cords without pulling things off the wall or something, which that in its own right is kind of a problem. Okay, well, I guess this video may never get published, but maybe I'll put it out later as a fail video or something. I went ahead and went to look to see about plugging in the RCA patch cords, and unfortunately, I really don't have a TV accessible that does RCA patch cords. We have some in the house, but none of them are actually hooked up or even easily accessible. So I'm just going to count this as a fail, where I thought it would hook up with HDMI like the other retro consoles, but it doesn't. I do want to cover a few of the games then, since I'm not actually going to do a live demo of this. I do apologize for that, but this does come with a good amount of games, so it's very possible that maybe somewhere inside here, like maybe I'll do a unboxing, like dissecting video there where I open this up. There may be a memory chip that includes something you can transport from this to another console, but it does have a lot of like pretty cool classic games just to read under, like Adventure. We got Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario Brothers, cruising down the list. Looks like there's Border Dash. I'll play that before. That's fun. Paperboy Ninja 2, Millipede, Mario Brothers, Popeye. Just, you know, big name games. Weird classics like Friday the 13th. Under the classic category has things like Russian Attack, Pac-Man. Looks like Quarterback, Soccer, has some sport games. F1 Race, Hyper Olympic, Hyper Sports. Under Classic, we have Turtles 3, Superman, Double Dragon 2, Ninja Gaiden, POW, Kung Fu, Karate Champ. Like just a lot of great games here, honestly, like Shooter Games, 1942, Balloon, Battle Tank, Vanguard 2, wow, Gladius, what else? ZVS Defender 2, which is Stargate, you know, Galaxian, Galaga. I mean, a lot of great games. So I think this could be a lot of fun, but you really have to have, you know, a RCA patch cord compatible TV, which unfortunately is getting harder and harder if you have like really new modern TVs in your house. Looking at the back for actual built-in games, puzzles, a lot of puzzles on this back side. Like I said, it's like one row of other, and the rest are all puzzle games. And they have things like Tetris that you would suspect. And there's a whole bunch of games that I never really, well, it has weird games. It says Joust. I wouldn't really consider Joust a puzzle game. Has Doug that says that's a puzzle game. I think their definition of puzzle games definitely differs from mine. To me, a puzzle game would be like Tetris, or, you know, like some kind of weird snake game or something, but not like Dig Dug. Dig Dug is definitely not a puzzle game to me, particularly. Donkey Kong Jr. is not a puzzle game. Dr. Mario is not a puzzle game. Golf is a sports game, not a puzzle game. Pinball is not a puzzle game. It has Tetris listed again. So there are puzzle games in here, but there's a lot of other games. I wish you just said like puzzle/miscellaneous or something. So anyway, in conclusion, this particular wireless game system, although not expensive, you may want to buyer beware, because it does only have RCA patch cords, and that might be an issue with your TV if your TV is newer, okay? I mean, I wish it at least had like the old school screw-in thing. Like, that might actually be easier than just like 2 RCA patches in 2025, okay? Again, this system, I still think for the price, you're getting a lot of great games. You sure are. But I just wish it had better modern connectivity so you could plug it into a modern TV as opposed to having to drag out a old TV from the attic or the basement or whatever to actually use it, you know. So anyway, guys, I made you a follow-up video. If you want to follow up video, I will pull out a old RCA style TV or pull something off the wall or rework some wires or something to make this work. But unfortunately, I was a little surprised. I was a little thrown off the fact that it didn't have HDMI. So again, this video may never make it to light, or maybe I'll publish it sometime later. The time of getting this product was in late November, early December. And maybe I'll put it out for like make February fail or something, and just do fail videos of like things I didn't actually put out later. So anyway, guys, I'll still put a link down below. Click the link, okay, if you want a great system with a whole bunch of games that works off RCA, okay? And I want to thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I bought this so you don't have to. And if you're planning on buying a gift for your kids or something, you know, definitely look into the connectors to make sure the connectors are the proper ones for the TV that they use, okay? You don't want to give a gift and have them not have a way of hooking it up to their TV, okay? All right, friends, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Any questions, tuxtoys@gmail.com. You guys know I'm here to help, okay? Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Click the link if you want a system that works off RCA. Bye.